is going on, everybody? Happy New Year. It feels good to be back in the studio, cranking out the first show of the year, and I'm really excited about this one. We have a great guest, Mr. Austin freaking Dennis is making what I believe is his fourth appearance on the show, and honestly, I think it's been like a year since the last time he was on. So this is long overdue. He and I do have a pretty big announcement coming up tonight, so stay tuned for that. I think you guys are going to be really pumped about it. I really, really do. I know I am. And but before I bring Austin in, do me a quick favor, hit that like button, share this episode with your friends. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon, rate the show, leave a review, and you can also head over to tigsbits.com where you can watch over 200 episodes of this show. And make sure that you check out our Patreon, Tigs Bits Show. It's free to join, and paid members get early access to the pre-recorded shows ahead of time. All of that supports what I'm doing over here on the channel, and I'm truly grateful for every single one of you that already does that. Keep it up. I'm looking forward to this year, man. I really am. I think this is going to be the best year yet in Tigs Bits history. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, he's been sitting in the coffee room for the last 4 hours, drinking an ice cold beer, getting prepared for this. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Mr. Austin Dennis, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Austin? Tigs?
Oh, man. Happy to be back and happy to be live too, baby. Happy to be live. It's been a minute since I've gone live. It's been a minute since I've done a show, frankly. So hope everybody bears with me. I'm probably going to be a little bit rusty tonight, and I hadn't been getting my reps in, but that's okay. That's okay. How are you?
You said it's been a year since I've been on with you, man. I can't believe that. That's wild. We had a good little run there where we're doing one every couple of months.
I know. I know. It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't look exactly to see when the last time was, but I think it was 11 months ago or so, which is just insane. It's insane. Now, of course we talk all the time. So I mean, it's not like, but I started thinking about it. It's like, how'd we not do another show? So
we talk about the
literally
same things.
Long overdue.
We talk about the same things text or in person that we do on the podcast, so we probably feel like we haven't missed a beat.
Yeah,
we're just talking about the same stuff we'd be talking about if we were eating lunch and drinking a beer.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. All right, we got Mr. Paul Rogers in the house. What is up, brother? Happy New Year to you. And Josh with Jace Builders is in here giving us some support, brother. Appreciate you too, man. Appreciate you. He makes some really cool stuff with bricks and doing all of that, man. I mean, he's an artist. He really is. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, dude. So speaking of, I wish we had a camera the other day. So Austin and I had lunch. We had a 4-hour lunch. I mean, it was a full 4 hours. The poor waitress couldn't get a word in edgewise, could barely get an order out of us. And man, we were just going. I wish we had had cameras rolling because we solved some problems. We fixed a lot of things. It would have been amazing.
Well, let's be honest. That 4 hours literally felt like 90 minutes. It's insane that it was 4 hours because it went by really quick.
I know. It did.
That happens when you're flapping your gums.
We're both good at it. We are both freaking good at that. So yeah, it was fun. Bless her heart. I heard a little bit more about that restaurant, Hot Tails. Shout out to Hot Tails. They had to deal with both of us for 4 hours. But man, that place was good. Number one, it was good, and we're going to interview them. Bottom line, just a spoiler alert for in the future of God knows when. But me and Austin are going to go visit with these cats. They told us we needed to, so we're going to. Got to listen to that.
That's a good spot. I definitely keep that in the rotation in the Prairieville area. Galvin Seafood, Newleys, on the half shell a little bit. obviously walk-ons and hot tails, man. That's like my 4 or 5 that it's like where you want to go to lunch. One of those is probably going to be in the rotation.
There it is. There it is. Patio Pitmaster says that Austin is the man, and he
That's my
is. He
first new affiliate.
absolutely.
So we're starting a little affiliate program, and he just got his first package
Okay.
in the mail. So that's awesome. Glad he came to
Nice.
join.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, welcome. Welcome to Tigs Bits. Thanks for joining us. Austin, for anybody that's new that hasn't listened to this show or hasn't seen you on our show, because there are people, we've gained a bunch of new followers and stuff in 2025, and they may not
Yeah.
know who you are. I don't know
Yeah.
who that would be, but maybe they don't. Anybody who's new here, what would you say that you do in like 1 minute? What's your gig?
All right. So 1 minute, I'll give the quick spiel. So I moved here from Alabama in 2013, worked in oil and gas for a while in the plants, did that, kind of took up cooking as a hobby. I've always liked to cook and grill in Alabama, but I kind of tried to become more versatile when I moved to Louisiana and learning how to make gravies, jambalaya, obviously crawfish, and everything that goes with it. I just kind of dove into it and it became my passion. And I did that when I had free time outside of work. So the last probably year or so that I was working full time, I would come home almost every day and make content of some sort. And after about a year, year and a half of doing it, it became a full-time gig. So I'm coming up on 2 years of doing it full time. And it's a blessing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I used to do working for somebody else with
Yeah.
a lot less guarantees. But no, we're blessed. We've got 3 seasonings and our sauce out now. And we're just full speed ahead, man. Now, like me and you talked the other day at lunch, it's all about we've got the foundation built. We think we're doing it right. Now it's optimized, man. Optimize is like my biggest thing right now. How do I make this? Uh, how do I make this work the most efficient and best way possible to make the people that are watching happy and to obviously make a living? So that's something we're really trying to do in 2026.
You definitely use that buzzword more than once, and it's a great word. It is. Is that, would you say, you know how they have those things that are like, what's your word of the year? I know that when I've done things like that, like everybody on this sales team, write your one word of the year. What's going to be your motto for the year in one word? And I've done that. And sometimes I've thought that was just so stupid. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But sometimes it makes sense. And this year I actually started to think about it and I went, what would be one word that I would say this year? So shout out David Marks. It's not stupid. If you watch this, I don't think it's stupid. You're the one who introduced that to me. I just didn't want to do it at the time. But I didn't want to think of a word. But so would you say optimize is your buzzword for
It's
2026?
not even a close race. That's definitely it. If you
Perfect. I
optimize
love that.
everything that you're doing and you do it the right way, you're gonna see growth. And I wouldn't say tell everybody and anybody you can do anything you want to do because you can. I'm not gonna ever be an astronaut, and it's a good thing that I'm not. But uh if you're passionate about something and you work hard enough, you'll be good enough at it that you can do it a lot more than you realize.
That bingo. I could not say that any better. That's perfect. That is perfect. My buzzword, and I never got to it the other day, is intentional.
Yeah,
That is what my word is. Everything that I want to do is intentional. There's a reason behind it. There's a purpose behind it. It's not
yeah,
just throwing darts at the wall and seeing what sticks anymore.
yep,
You know, I've optimized things and stuff in my
yeah.
own platforms and all things that I kind of see trends in or that works. It's working. So I'm going to be a lot more focused on making sure that happens, a lot more intentional with it. So yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I love it. I
When you're
didn't think
great,
we'd
when
have the
you're green as
buzzword talk tonight.
grass, yeah, when you're green as grass in the beginning, you're gonna be throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. That's
Yeah, you
You're
have
gonna do
to.
that for 2 or 3 years, and then it's like, okay, well, it's a business too. So like, what works the best? And anybody doing this would be an idiot to not try to do the best they can with what they're doing. You're spending a lot of time doing it. Maximize your time and optimize.
Optimize, baby. Optimize. Blossy, the one man posse, is giving us a what the hell is going on?
What's
I
up,
can't
brother?
say it like you. I mean, I did one time in a video. Blossy,
Yeah,
thanks for
you
showing
need a
up
you
and
need a
hanging
few
out,
drinks
bro.
to.
Hopefully, to get into to start to get it right. To
I don't,
I
but you
think I
would.
can get
I
there.
can say it when I wake up in the morning.
Well, you should be able to.
I
I
don't know if
love
that's
it.
a
It's a
good
great
thing.
catchphrase. It is a good thing, dude. It is a good thing. Well, since we kind of talked about optimizing, being intentional, our lunch, that kind of leads me into some news that you dropped the other day. The I Cook You Look podcast, dude. Tell everybody about it. What's going on with that?
Well, it's yeah, I'm obviously stoked to talk about it, and I'm obviously stoked to film the first podcast episode with you. But I mean, I did podcast with you several times, and when I called you the other day to come meet me for lunch, it was like, man, I'm trying to figure out how to do this by myself. It's never going to work, and you learn that too. That's another thing about like growing on social media. And I say this as humble as possible, but it's like you need other people. There, you can't do
Yeah.
everything, and just because it doesn't mean you need to go hire somebody full time. It might mean that you need a partner or something to help you with this avenue and that avenue, and they may be doing two totally different things. I mean, I don't use a videographer often, but when I do, I've got one that I call. And you do this long enough, and you put a lot of people in your tool bag, so to speak, and you
Yeah.
know the people that are going to be trustworthy that you want to be associated with, and you're obviously one of them. And it was definitely a no-brainer to say, hey man, and I ain't gonna lie, I was crossing my fingers when I talked to you. Like, please tell me that he's gonna have a little bit of time to do this, because I I wouldn't be able to produce and manage it like you do. You're a great host. The voice of angels coming out of that throat, man. And I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
feel like, man, it just like lunch the other day, we talk and it just flows, and we could talk about anything and make an hour long podcast. And I
Yeah.
appreciate our friendship, and I'm happy that you're doing it with me. But yeah, we're pumped. Hopefully, for right now, we're shooting for March for the first episode, and we'll keep everybody posted. But it's going to be me and Tigs on the I Cook You Look podcast, and we are pumped.
Yeah. Hell yeah. There it is, folks. There it is. I am beyond ecstatic. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a new challenge for me in a sense of basically just the way we set up. This is remote. I do this show remote. You know, my studio is set up, as Blasey can attest. He's been here. He's set up outside in my patio because I can't set up two people in here yet. We're going to have the equipment. We're going to do it right there where you're sitting right now. You're going to turn that into a little studio. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, man. It's going to be new challenges, new things, but the same two dudes. It'll just be even better because we're going to be in the same room together.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'll be I can't wait, man. I can't wait. So there it is, everybody. There's the announcement. I know that some people thought that because I've said that Tigs Bits is slowing down, and it has. Anybody who's been watching the last couple of months is like, are you still doing shows? And I have been getting messages, some DMs are like, what happened to you, man? Y'all still doing shows or what? It's like, yeah, I just took off I'm slowing it down, knowing somehow or another I knew that I was shifting to something else, but I didn't know what it was yet. And then you called. So then I was like, bam, okay, well there it was.
Yeah.
That was the little placeholder I'd been holding out for. And then it just happened. And I'm like, yeah, this is a no brainer. So this will be
Yeah.
fun. So you're gonna have Tigs Bits. You're gonna have the I Cook You Look podcast. You're still getting Tiggy in the handler, and I plan on doing one of these shows maybe at least once a month. I'm still gonna do interviews with folks. I have a lineup of people that I need to get to come on, and I will. I started talking to some of them last week, so that's gonna be fun. Whatever the heck me and Austin cook up on his side is going to be crazy. So And I'm thinking, I'm just going to say this out loud, Austin. We have not talked about this, and this will probably happen a lot tonight just because why not? It's just us having a conversation. Y'all are just hanging out with us. If you have questions, hit them in the chat. If you have anything, feel free. Let us know. We'll answer anything for sure, or take a stab at it. Um, but I'm thinking, and this is part of Blasey's vision. Blasey, if you're still watching, you'll love this. He always said that we should turn this into like a little network of stuff because like our podcasts are on the Bubba Army network and we do this. And then me and JR have a show and me and you have a show or we will have a show. And I'm thinking once one of your episodes, you get, of course, you get your episode. It's our episode goes out on your channels. But just to keep it going with a little bit of life, once the next episode drops on your channels, then I'm going to drop the old show on my channels just to keep it burning. So everything's kind of burning for a month. So that just turns this whole thing into like we're evolving. This thing's turning into a network. Who the hell knows? Maybe somebody else comes on board on this deal that starts their own podcast and they just send it and we who knows the Tigs Bits Network.
I'm excited, man. I've already reached out to a couple of people when I did the soft announcement the other day on my Facebook, and no, I've talked to a few people. I'm not going to name any names yet because nobody's completely committed because we haven't really completely launched the podcast yet, but there will be some really cool guests on the podcast, and I think me and you will talk about it, but we'll probably go through 6 or 7 episodes on our own to get our feet wet for a little while. But
right.
I'm looking forward to having some people come and be a guest, and I think it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be a unique way to shed light on what a content creator does day to day. It's not what it looks like on the internet. I'm still a dad. I'm a husband. Baby number 2's coming in April, and it didn't just go outside once a day and do a video and that's it. There's a lot more involved, and I'm excited to share that with people because a lot of people don't know what that is. And a few years ago, I didn't know what it is, and here I am.
Yeah, that is true. That's right. Yeah, Josh says Austin's a trusted collaboration is definitely key to repeat success. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
Paul Rogers is pumped. I knew you'd be pumped, Paul. I knew you'd be pumped. I was hoping you've been in my mind. I told Austin the other day, I said, I want to just go tell Paul Rogers and my boy Curon that's on Twitter. I want to go let them know right now because I know they're going to be very excited about this. It makes sense. It totally
Paul's
makes sense.
Paul's been following you for a long time, huh? Because
long time, man.
The first time I ever got on the podcast, and I want to say I was doing a cook at Home Depot with Southern Boys Outdoors and Bruce the Alligator Man. I think that's where Paul came up and met with me, and it was so funny because Kenyon Bankston with Southern Boys Outdoors was standing like right here, and I'm behind Kenyon, and this is Kenyon's setup. Like they're doing the loco thing, and I'm just there to help because Kenyon helps me a lot. And Paul walks up, and he said something, and Kenyon thought that he wanted a picture with him or something. And he's like, no, I was talking to Austin. And dude, I looked at Kenyon, Kenyon's one of the biggest in Louisiana and the country doing social media. I thought that was so funny that Kenyon was like, oh, you talking about Austin.
I love it. I think that was somebody else. Paul lives up in the Northeast. And I don't think he was down. If he was down here and he didn't holler at me, then I'd be pissed. But still, it's probably
whoever it was on your podcast.
You told me
at some point.
Yeah. I think I remember you telling me that. I don't remember who it was. But it may have been my boy Terry Wayne. Who knows? But I love that. I freaking love it, man. Yeah, thank you, Josh. Josh says a lot's happened in my life for the past year, so a short break or reset was important. I agree. I think it was too. That's what I had to make myself do it too. And you understand how that is. Like I had to say, nope, don't even log on to social media. Don't even do it. Just you're not posting. You're not going to post today. You need to kind of get out of that loop. Get out of that habit. And I think anybody that's watching this, that you guys are doing social media, you can agree. It's kind of, it's got to be some kind of a psychological thing. I think it's just a routine and a habit, and you start to do it, and then it gets in, and then it's addictive because you like to see numbers, and then you have a post that does well, and you're like, all right, and you try to do another one, then it doesn't do so well, and you're like, what the hell? And then
Yeah.
it's a cycle, it's a loop, it's a psychological loop, just like gambling or video games or
Yeah.
anything else.
I don't chase the high viral videos anymore, and I think that helps me a lot. I did for a while, but when you need a necessary break, you're always. I feel like any break, if it's 3 days or 4 days or hell in December, I've posted 2 videos since December 11th that were new content, and I hate that, but I think that it's going to help me produce really good content coming up. It gave me enough of a reset that I think those numbers will eventually average out, and the mental health side of it. I think a lot of people are starting to talk about this that are doing content. I know Kendrick Barbecue, he's in California. He talks about it a little bit. There was a guy that passed away, and there was an incident, and I don't want to mention his name, but there's a lot of mental health aspects of just everyday people, even if they're content creators, that they go through. And I think this just being sucked into your phone and having to comment back to people and keep the engagement up and try to do right by the people that are following you, it it can be depleting uh
Yeah.
mentally, because it's like, okay, well, I'm done with Facebook. Now I'm gonna go to Instagram and catch up with them. Now I'm gonna go to TikTok. And before you know it, if your video took off on all platforms, it's just gonna suck everything that you have in you. I know that sounds stupid, but it takes a lot out of you to keep up with everything.
It does. I mean, until you've experienced it, you don't really understand. And I've been fortunate enough that I've been able to experience it a few times too, and comments and stuff like that. So what do you think? How important is it that you respond to every single comment?
You don't
Because
have to.
I know what I've
I
heard.
think
Yeah.
that's definitely overblown. I think if you're shooting for, and I won't even put a number. I would say, like, if you normally get 1,000 views in a video and you're shooting for 2,500 or something, I'm sure that'll help carry it, because every part of like, shares, favorites, comments, reposts, all that's part of the algorithm. But if you just comment and say thanks, that's not really opening up a dialogue for somebody to say anything in return. So then you're getting creative and going, are you going to try it? Because they say, oh, that looks good. Then you say, are you going to try it? That gives another comment. So then are you going to go down in 200 comments and to everybody, are you going to say, are you going to try it? No, because you don't want to be redundant. You want to say something different to everybody. And
Yeah.
sometimes, even if it's just sorry, I'm kicking my tripod. Even if it's just an emoji, man, I want to feel like everybody feels heard, and especially the people that I see in almost every video saying something nice, try to send them something, man. I mean, they're the reason that you're there, and it's
Yeah.
hard. You feel guilty if you don't comment back and say something nice back.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. And I feel like some days I'm guilty of, I see a video's done well, or I see a post is done well, or there's a lot of comments, and then I see it and it's like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. And then I'm like, I really don't need to start to respond to this right now, because I know my mind and I know what's going to happen. I'm going to sit there for the next 30 or 40 minutes responding to people. And then, then the next thing I know, it's 1 a.m. or whatever. And then but the problem is that that hits me. And then that's the first thing I do in the morning. A lot of times is I pull out, and I've got to get myself out of this habit. I've been listening to Atomic Habits, an audio book talking about basically how you manage habits, good and bad. And I need to form a better habit of that, my phone not being the first thing I pick up beyond turning off an alarm, which I rarely need because I'm old, and your body just starts to tell you when to wake up at some point in time. It happens. But I've got to start to untrain that habit of picking up the phone, making a post, or starting to comment. I need to just set a designated time and be like, okay, I'm only going to do this for 30 minutes and respond to comments. I don't have anywhere near the volume that you have to deal with. I mean, nowhere even close.
Yeah, but you can
But
still relate.
I've
Yeah.
got enough to where, yeah, I mean, there's some that it's like, Yeah.
Well, that
So I
goes
try
back to
to.
you saying like your word right now is intentional, and I feel like even if you're trying to break a bad habit or form a new habit, if you're not intentional about it, you're not going to do it.
That's right.
It's
That's
not going to
right.
happen. You got
Exactly.
to want it to
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, you do. You do. And that's yeah, I'm going to keep working on it. And sorry if I haven't gotten back to you on a comment yet. Anybody that's out
Yeah.
there listening, I may get to it. That's the thing. I started responding to somebody that some people this week from a video that was in like the middle of December. I'm like, "Oh my Lord, I didn't know that that one even took off.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were 300 comments on this video." Whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
oof. Because Facebook, the good thing I will say about Facebook is it lags a day behind. I mean, you can see what views are and all that stuff, but the
Yep.
good thing is that you can't chase the number where like on TikTok, it's immediate. You immediately
And
know if it's moving or not.
TikTok has slowed down. A lot, which all these algorithms keep evolving. They keep you chasing it and figuring out what's going to work. But like that rib video I told you that I did at lunch the other day,
Hmm.
it's a long form video for TikTok. I mean, it's 2 minutes and 44 seconds. That's not my typical content. I think the first day it got like 10,000 views, and I looked at it today and it had 70,000 views.
Oh,
If
wow.
you'd have told me that that video would get 70,000 views as long as it was, because it was more educational, like for people that are just new to barbecue, this is how I do it, don't overthink it. I would have been ecstatic with that. And I'd have
Yeah.
been happy to post it for 40,000 views, because you got to get to the point too. I feel like you owe it to people that are really watching, the people that aren't just watching for their leisure, which I love them too. I appreciate them. But the people that are really trying to apply your recipes and what your process is to their grilling techniques, you every now and then you owe them a full tutorial. If that's not what you do in your everyday content, that's fine. But you owe it to show somebody from start to finish the whole process so they can go emulate it, because that's what I used to do. I used to
Right.
follow the big guys and I used to do that. And I know how important it is to see the whole process.
It is. It is. Yeah. I mean, that's the same way with me, your buddy, and who it's funny. I was telling my wife last night. I said it's kind of funny in this world. Really, my barbecue enthusiasm. Once I got a pellet grill, whenever I got a pellet grill, then it was I got serious with cooking. I mean, I've always
Me
cooked
too.
on. I mean, but the pellet grill is what I said. Okay, I can do everything now. So I started watching Malcolm Reed and how to barbecue right. And
Yeah.
it's amazing because Austin is friends with Malcolm. Malcolm has been helping us behind the scenes with our setup of this podcast. It's just crazy. I was telling her, I was like, it's nuts how it's gone full circle to
Yeah.
where I'm watching that guy and now he's in our circle in a essence. And he's just like a barbecue hero to me,
He is.
I,
I mean, not just to you, not just to you. I mean, and it's cool now. Well, I've finally gotten over I've met him enough and hung out with him enough and had a drink or two with him enough to where uh, the the lights aren't behind him and the angels aren't on his shoulders as much anymore,
right.
because he is just
He's just a person.
but he's such a normal down to earth guy, man, and every bit of success he gets he deserves. He really is. I hope that there are more people like that out there. I've only met a few people that I've been associated with that are up on that level. And Malcolm, if there are more like that, I would be interested to see, because him and his whole crew and his wife are some of the best people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, that's what you've told me, and I mean, kind of what you see is what you get with them, and that I think you and I talked about this the other day. I think that is the reason for your success. I think it's the reason for some of my success too. It's the reason for people that we love and follow that we talk about and stuff. They're authentic. What you see is what you get. They're not faking it. They're not over editing stuff to make it be something that it's not.
Yeah.
It's just this is it. This is it. Lighting and sound and all that stuff matters, but like we were talking about with Gary V, just if you want to jump in this space,
F
turn
it.
your camera on.
Yeah.
I just like I told you I told you the other day, another thing being intentional that I wanted to do is before our show tonight, I turned that camera on. It was right there. This takes 30 seconds for me to do a promo video to come and watch the show tonight.
Yeah.
Why haven't I been doing this? We're going into
Yeah.
year 5. I haven't done this on nights that I truly go live. Even if I'm not going live, whenever I record the show that night, if it's a pre-recorded show, I could do that before the show or after the show and then still release it that night. Just, things
Yeah.
like that are like, hello, McFly, McFly. Like, it's like, why don't we think of these things?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you live
I'm
and learn,
rambling
man. That's
tonight.
that's part of it,
Yeah.
and that's the cool part about it too. You don't want to go from zero to success overnight because I know a few that did. They're not my favorite people, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That's true. Yeah. Ain't no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, we talked about pellet grills. So I know one thing that you and I talked about is we don't have a huge agenda tonight. The big announcement was that we're doing a podcast together, and I
Yeah.
mainly just wanting to hang out with my peeps and get the year started. So we got one under our belt. But one thing that we both love to do, and we did it the other day when we were there at Hot Tails, is talk about some controversial food topics. I know you've
Yes.
you've done a little homework in there too. So I mentioned pellet grills. I'll start there. Does pellet grills count as barbecue? Because some people say no, and those purists that are stick burners and all that, they think that it's just a glorified easy bake oven.
I'm gonna answer that in a part one and a part two. Part one is gonna be the biggest in the game that have won world championships in competition barbecue are putting out more content on pellet grills than they are on offset smokers. I'm not going to say that's because that's what they prefer or whether it's convenient. I'm just going to tell you it's still a wood burner. It's still a stick burner. They're just little tiny sticks. It's not going to infuse this much smoke. I get it. It is easier. And part part two or part B of that would be there is not a competition guy on this planet that's lived the life of that world that's so bitter that would go, oh, if you're cooking on that, you're not doing it right. Malcolm would never say that. Heath Riles would never say that. Cosmos Q would never say that. They'll talk about the differences in it, but they're never going to be in your comments going, that ain't real barbecue. So
You're right, exactly.
I think a lot of people should probably do some self-reflecting. There's just no reason to think that just because you sit out there and that's your thing, everybody can do whatever they want to do, whether it's a pellet grill or it's an offset smoker, if it's live fire, the Weber kettle. Hell, if you want to do it on gas grill. One of my nicest grills I have in the backyard is a gas grill, and I very rarely ever use it. That's like for the sausage or whatever to kick the party off, but it's not being used very often. I think people need to quit taking it so seriously. If you're not in competition and you're cooking for your friends, I can tell you from experience over the last 10 years ish, I've cooked a lot of stuff on pellet grills. I don't really think there's anything that I haven't cooked unless it's some kind of exotic. I haven't cooked a camel or anything like that or a llama yet. But
Yet.
nobody's ever mad, and it's not because I'm the best cook on the planet. It's because I'm meticulous. Like if I don't know how to cook it, I'm gonna figure out how to cook it. And when you cook long enough, you know it as well as I do. It's time and temp, man. And
Mm-hmm.
some things need to be marinated. Some things need to be. There's a lot of stuff that's gamey that maybe needs to be soaked in buttermilk before you cook it the next day. Uh, if you do your due diligence, you can turn something into a really good product that you've never cooked before. And I just do that on repeat because I cook so much. So
Mm-hmm.
long-winded, but I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like the hate on pellet grills is a little extreme, but I mean it is what it is. I mean I can cook on an offset, but it just doesn't really apply to my life. I've got an offset that I just got from Oklahoma Joe recently. We're going to try to work some content into it, but it's been put together in my garage for 2 months. I just haven't had time.
Right. Right. Uh, I agree with every freaking point that you just said 100%. I I love my pellet grill, and like I have a Rec Tech Shout out to RecTech. They're great. The only thing I've ever had to change on the grill is the little ceramic burner that starts the fire. That's going to
Yeah.
go out on any of them. Super easy process. And then my main temperature gauge inside the deal, and I've had that grill for 7 or 8 years,
Yeah. Couple
and I
screws,
called them.
pop it out, put a new one on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens. Stuff. Yeah, but I mean, boom, and they're easy to fix. They make it to where, and there's so many of them that are out there that are great. I'm not gonna. They're not all good, but there are
Yeah.
a lot of. I mean, if you're cool with spending $500, and you know that pit may only last you for 2 or 3 years, that's cool. Get
Yeah.
you another one, spend your $500,
Yeah.
but they go on up to, I know you've got like that Coyote. That's a high end pellet grill, but
Yeah.
dude, that
I mean,
thing's
that's almost a
is
five
super
thousand dollar
nice.
pellet grill. But guess what?
Right.
I had a 16-foot trailer today when I went to the farmer's market and cooked. Guess what? I loaded up the Weber kettle. I mean, I don't care how much it costs. If it's
Yeah,
applying to
that
what
don't
I'm trying to
matter.
cook, I was going to be turning and burning sausage. We did a charcoal chimney. Got this technique from Malcolm Reed years ago. Hot zone, cool zone. Put all your
Yep.
chimney on one side, hot coals, move them back and forth. Because I personally, when I'm cooking sausage, and a lot of things, honestly, you want that crisp on sausage. You don't want that casing to
Yeah.
be chewy. So I kind of take them to one side. In the beginning, the grill's probably running about 350, 400, and it'll kind of tame down. And I'll adjust the vents after the sausage has been on the cool side for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then they're going over that direct flame. And this sausage was made homemade with my seasonings at the Meatatorium Prairieville. Shout out Meatatorium Prairieville. And one of them was
Mm.
a any reason seasoning pepper jelly mix pork sausage. I'm
Oh.
telling you right now, I texted the guy that the owner, Devin from the Meatator. I said, dude, when that first sausage busted and started dripping on them hot coals, I said, that's one of the best smells I've had. I've smelled in a long time, man.
Oh.
And I knew it
Oh
was gonna be
yeah.
good. And they were a hit. Unfortunately, everybody's like, "Can I buy your sausage?" I said, "Man, this ain't my sausage. I just got it made with my seasoning. I'm sorry."
Here, call them at the Meatatorium. I bet you they'll make you some. Just call them.
Oh
You
yeah.
could. You got plenty of seasoning to take them. I love that, dude. Have you ever made your own sausage?
Nope, I'm not interested.
You're not. You're
Nope,
not.
not that. I can't get into things that are that tedious. If that makes
It
sense.
is
Like, give
tedious.
me the
It's not.
sausage.
It's not as tedious as you'd think. I make it not often, but once or twice a year, I'll make 40 or 50 pounds,
Now,
and
if there was like a sausage making party, I would go to that.
I don't
Like, if
even
there was like a group of like
know.
six guys and he's like,
Clip.
man, I got to set up, bring beer and pitch in for the pork and the ingredients, I would do that. That would be really cool. And then we could just all, touch and try each other's sausage.
A sausage party. We had a
I
sausage
would love
party
a
in this
sausage party.
studio one time. It was hilarious, dude. So my neighbor, uh, we flat out ended up having a sausage party with all of my neighbors. So my neighbor had, I think he had like 50 pounds of deer meat. Okay. And we thawed it out and over the course of like a day or whatever. And I'm like, and then I ground it up, all of that good stuff. And what we should have done is waited till the next day to stuff it and do all of that. But no, we just kept on going. The next thing I know, it's like 10:30 at night. We're in it. We're having a good time, with
Yeah,
it
you're not
as you
making
should.
sausage sober most of the time.
No, no, not especially we've been doing this for 6 or 7 hours at this point. And it's like we ended up having to get my neighbors down the street. They came and hung out. My wife was out of town. She wasn't even here. My neighbors next door, all men, women, all hands on deck. There were like 10 people in this room around a table. We had cellophane on the floor for spillage because I think it was cold outside, and so we were doing it in here. That's the last time I made sausage too. Like I was like, "Hey, this is insane." I think we made
Yeah.
75 or 80 pounds, something like I don't know,
Oh
because
my
it
God.
was yeah, it was a ton. It was an absolute ton. We all had enough sausage for the whole year. I mean, there's
Yeah.
probably TJ probably still has some. There's probably still a couple of links over there from
Now
that, but
I'll
we
grind
make it. This is
burgers.
good.
I'll grind burgers with leftover brisket, measure out the fat,
Mm,
make sure it's 80-20 or 85 15, whatever. But
right, right.
that that's just a very small batch. That's not I'm making 10 or 15 burgers. I'm not trying to sell sausage anytime soon.
I don't blame you. It
I'm just
is.
trying to sell
It's
what I got.
that every day, every day.
Yeah.
What you got? You got. Do you have any hot food topics we should talk about?
Man, there's a million I can think of. I will say, just because I've done ribs a few times in the last couple of months, the comment that I've gotten a lot is baby backs or St. Louis, and it is baby backs for me. And me and you talked about this the other day at lunch, and you prefer baby backs too. It's just whether or not you can get them. It doesn't really mean that the ribs won't be great because I cook St. Louis all the time and they're great, but I prefer baby backs. I'm not Heath Riles or Malcolm, so I can't really technically tell you why I like them. I just feel like all around it's a little bit juicier, the bones are straighter, the membrane's easier to pull. So there's multiple factors on why I like baby backs over St. Louis. And I hope Tyson doesn't see this because I've done some brand partnerships with them. But y'all, please don't go buy those Tyson ribs from Walmart. Those are the worst ribs. And somebody, please, I hope y'all did not record this. Do not screen record this and tag Tyson because I would like to work with them again. I just don't, I will not accept any campaigns with their ribs. Just so you know, it's never their ribs.
Never their ribs. No, I agree. I agree. I agree totally. I like the baby backs because of just the single bone. That's the only thing that I don't like in St. Louis. So you get that I've heard Malcolm call it the knuckle or whatever.
Yeah.
On not all of them, but some of them. I guess you could probably cut them off. I don't know how though, unless you have one hell of a knife to get to
They
get
don't bother.
you
They
get.
don't bother me. I mean, I'm gonna take those couple of thin bones off the end, but other than that, it's just cook it and cut it and eat it, and everybody be all right.
Oh, I ate some today. I ate the rest. I cooked some St. Louis ribs like Monday. I don't remember Sunday. I think. I finished them off. I had like a little bitty, like
Yeah.
3 bones left, and part of it was the knuckle and all that. I just sucked on that knuckle till I could see the
Whoa,
cartilage.
whoa, dude. This is not
Hey,
this isn't OnlyFans.
hey,
Don't be
just
telling everybody.
making sure y'all are still alive out there. You're making sure you're still awake. Yeah, I said it.
No,
Yeah,
but
dude. Yeah,
it's cheap, man. It's barbecue on a budget. That's what ribs are. And if you do them right, I didn't like ribs that much 15 years ago. But after there's so much content out there to teach you how to do it, anybody can do it now.
and the
And
pellet
I'm
grill,
just a
baby.
version of that that's on social media doing it. And I don't have access to any more information than anybody else. But man, if you do a good slab, if you get a really good slab of ribs and trim them right and cook them right, for budget, it's the best budget barbecue you can cook.
100%. 100%. I think pellet grills. If you had to name one thing that the pellet grill does the absolute best, I would vote ribs
I
every
would
time.
agree. I would agree. That ain't even a hot take. That's I think
Yeah,
that's a
I think
fact.
it's a I think it's a fact too. There's
It's a
just
fact.
something about I don't know if it's because of it's pork. I don't know if the way that it takes on the smoke. As we know, the pellet grill gives off a good smoke, but it's not a heavy smoke like stick burners and stuff. Like if you put wood chunks in with your Weber, you put a couple wood chunks in there, you
Yeah.
can get you can get it very smoky, almost over smoke. Sometimes like you got to be careful.
Yeah.
But with the pellet
Maybe
grill,
yeah.
you don't. I think that's what
Because
it.
maybe it's because the ribs aren't as dense as a lot of other meats that you're cooking on it, whether
Yeah.
it's a brisket or a butt. There's not a whole lot of meat on the bone, and you get just the perfect amount of smoke. And it's not going to win a competition, but it's going to make everybody at your house real happy.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Let's see. Oh, I know of one that I know your answer, but I'll let you give it again. Uh, we asked our waitress the other day, and it seems to be controversial. I mean, I put a picture of a bowl of chili. It had
Oh
beans in
God, I
it.
know what you're gonna say.
It had it had beans in it, and I, just to give my answer, I'm good either way. I can go with beans. I can go without. I'm not pro whatever.
Yeah,
I made that chili had beans in it because I'm on keto, and it had specifically protein soybeans. It just added a little bulk to it. That's the
yeah.
reason I put the
You had
beans
that.
in it.
You had dietary restrictions.
Yeah, dietary restrictions, so that's why
Yeah.
there were beans in my chili. But what's your take?
So I will say my take is no beans only, and I will eat chili with beans. If I came to your house and you made an awesome pot of chili, I'm not picking the beans out. I'm going to eat them, and I'm not even going to make a face. And I still love it. I just don't prefer them. And this goes back to I was never a picky eater growing up. Hell, I wasn't allowed to be. My dad would have whooped my ass and told me to eat what he made. And that's just the
Right?
reality of the time I grew up in. But my mom, that's one thing my mom did. She would make the chili, and before she put the beans in, she would kind of have everything there simmering, and she would take my portion in a little small pot, turn it on simmer on low, and it didn't have any beans in it. That's just that's just this isn't new. I'm not like jumping on the trend of this way or that way. I've just never been a fan of beans. But again, like I've grown up and it's not that big a deal. I will tell you something really quickly that is very controversial. And I think we talked about this at Hot Tales too. I don't know if this is my family that did this or this is an Alabama thing. And y'all, I am from Alabama originally. God help me. But I'm in Louisiana now
Yes.
and I've been adopted.
Yes.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich with chili
Uh,
was a go-to growing up. And you got to mix that peanut butter and jelly up really good, spread it on both sides of the bread, and you dipped it in the chili. I didn't know a damn thing about grilled cheese and chili until I was probably 20 years old. But don't knock it till you try it. It's just one of those things like you're not going to spend $20 to do it. Put you a peanut butter and jelly on some bread, dip it in your chili and try it. I don't know why it works. And still to this day, I don't do it that often, but if we have chili left over for a couple of days, I'm gonna make me a peanut butter jelly sandwich to go with it, and it's just still good, man.
Dude, that is so wild. Yeah, I'd never heard of that. Nor had our waitress. She had not heard it either. I will 1,000,000% try this. Does it have to be a specific kind of jelly, like
Nope.
grape?
Nope.
Doesn't
Well, yeah,
matter.
it definitely it needs to be grape. Sorry, I was gonna say no. It doesn't have to be a specific brand, but I grew up grape jelly. It was Jif peanut butter. Now I like crunchy, but we didn't even have crunchy. I think crunchy was more expensive. And we couldn't afford it, so it was just regular Jif. At in Alabama, it was Bama jelly. Bama has jelly. Bama has
Hmm.
mayonnaise. But what Smuckers? I think that's what we use now. It's just Smuckers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I was thinking it would make sense because I'm trying to remember. Well, you can make a barbecue sauce out of grape jelly. I don't
Yeah,
remember how you know what. I'm sure you probably made a video
yeah.
doing something with it. But so it kind of makes sense how that would work. Like a chili sandwich. I've never had one, but why wouldn't it? Why that wouldn't suck? Just if you just put chili in between two pieces of bread. I mean, I've definitely used bread to like crunch it a little bit to get a little bite of chili or to clean the bowl of chili.
Yeah.
So but I've never put all of those flavors together to get that flavor
Well,
bomb.
you know
Oh,
what's odd? It's like maybe because I've eaten it before, I can taste it still right now. But if you sit there, I'm not going to make you go into deep meditation, but if you just think about it, close your eyes and think about how your chili tastes and how peanut butter and jelly taste, you can almost kind of see that it's not going to suck. You're not going to know how good it
mm,
might be, but you can kind of like go, it's not like putting a dollop of mayonnaise on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's extreme. We're just talking about dipping something that's already good and economical into some chili. That's it.
that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that in the world. I'm hungry. I want that. I want that. The good news is I have some chicken wings that I cooked last night and chicken thighs. I used any reason seasoning on it. So rock and roll. I don't even mind the little bit of sugar because it's manageable in small quantities.
You talking
And I
about
want to
any
think,
reason?
yeah, I want to
It's
think it
cool
cooks
because
off.
it's so little sugar that it didn't even have to be on the nutritional facts.
Exactly.
Did you
Perfect.
know
There you
that?
go. So I just saw it named on there, but I didn't know
Yeah.
if I didn't know if there was. I don't taste a whole lot. I can and the way I am right now, I can taste anything, any kind of sugar. Period. I can taste
Yeah.
it, and
Because you're
I don't
deprived.
really taste. I'm primed. That's exact. I'm very deprived of sugar, and now and all these people with their king cakes and going on these king cake crawls.
Oh, you got to miss all
Uh,
that?
yeah, I'm not gonna eat them.
Brandon, we're not gonna live forever, man. You gotta get back out there, brother.
Oh,
You
I
gotta get
will.
back out
I
there,
will.
man.
I will. I'll get back out there, but I'm not. The good thing for me is that I'm not a huge sweets eater.
Me
So,
neither.
I mean, I love them. I love. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I would rather have that Boudin king cake that you and Gabby made that I got to film. I would much rather have that than just a regular king cake.
Hey, you
God,
have
that
the
was good.
recipe, and if you don't, I'll send it to you. You need to do a video on that. You need to do a cooking video. It's easy.
Yeah, I do need to do one. I do. I mean, I know how to do it. I watched y'all do it,
Well,
and I
put your
have
own
the.
spin on it too. But like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love a good king cake. I like a dong fong, and I want to get over there to the Twins in Lafayette. Me and Hoss were talking about going over there, and that'd be a good trip for you to go on with us too.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Uh, but man, a boudin king cake is especially right fresh out of the oven. It's hard to beat, man.
Mm. It was, and that cheese sauce. It was over.
Oh,
I was like, oh my god,
those
yeah,
flavors,
it was
whoever created that is a genius.
absolutely. Well, it was Tim email, wasn't it? I mean, we're
Was it?
no, they no, dude. They've had. I've seen Boudin king cakes in the mid '90s. I
Yeah.
swear. I think they've been around, but he perfected it. We'll just
Dude,
go with that.
he can make. I told him though that I texted him. He posted something else with, but it was like a boudin crunch wrap, and I said, "You are as much the boudin
Mm,
man as I was the dip man when I was on my run with dips." I said, "It
that's a
blows my
fact.
mind what you could come up with it," and he just keeps on coming out with recipes. And hey, kudos to him because that creative side to be able to just keep making new recipes with one product, that's hard to do. And Daisy still never partnered with me, so to hell with them. If any other trailer park sour cream company wants to come join me, I'm still here.
Brookshire's, we're looking at you.
What is
Yeah,
another brand? Daisy's just the only one that I know of.
I'm trying to think beyond Walmart's version and Brookshire's version now. It's
Yeah,
like, whatever the store version is. I'm sure Rouse's has their own sour cream brand too. I think it's like better or something. I don't
yeah.
remember. I've seen, but yeah, Daisy's got the sour cream market cornered for
Man,
sure.
and
And
they finally, I don't know why it took so long. They finally came out with their own. You know how Dean's has the French onion dip? So Daisy has their own now. I don't know why it
I,
took them so long to get it.
yeah.
We got it the other day. It was really good.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So shout
they
out
make
Daisy if you ever want to call me.
yeah.
Finally, I've only gotten about 500 million views off of dips using your sour cream. You can finally give me $1 or two.
Sponsor our show. Come on, Daisy.
Yeah,
Get
this
in
is
this
brought to you by
game.
Daisy Sour Cream.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do it. Absolutely happy to do it. Yeah, you have. Yeah, that's. I mean, you've used a shit ton of sour cream in your
A lot.
videos.
I evolved even into like the squirt bottle, which not for dips, but like at the house, I'm just so tired of scooping the big scoop out for dips. I'm
You're
like, let's
right.
just get if we're
Then
doing
you dirty
tacos,
up
can
a
we just
spoon.
yeah,
It's
let's
a
get the squirt
hassle.
bottle because I have PTSD from all these dips.
You've made a lot of dips. How many dips do you think you made?
I have a
Like,
playlist on TikTok. There are a couple of them are the same recipes, but it's around 60 something.
damn, that's a lot of dips.
Yeah,
That
you
is a
see why I don't do
lot
that
of
many
dip.
anymore. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it is. Hey, shout out to Tim on making all those Boudin videos, man, because they're great. He continue. It's always creative. He's got going on. I'm
yeah,
hoping that he comes on the show at some point this year too. Our show, my show,
yeah.
whatever show. Hopefully we can visit with him. He said that he would. I mean, we
He's a
just
good dude. I like that guy. I
he's
like
a
him a
great
lot, man.
man. He
Good
is
Christian
good.
guy. He's
Yep.
what you see is what you get.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. I've got to admit that he is part, and he doesn't even know this, and maybe he sees this and hears it, maybe he doesn't. He will. I will tell him at some point, but he is the reason that I started doing the Tales from the Tailgate interviews the way I did it this year. He's the reason, because I was at that stale cracker crawfish deal
Yeah.
earlier last year, and he was there. Well, he was walking around. He wasn't in it or anything. He was just hanging out, went to it too. But he had his mics with him, and he interviewed a handful of people, and he was asking them like the same 3 or 4 questions. Like, what
Yeah.
is do you call a shopping cart a buggy or I can't remember,
Oh
whatever it
yeah.
was, it
They
was,
do the Cajun
and it,
accent stuff. So him and his wife do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, okay, that's brilliant, and that is repeatable, and I
Yeah.
can do that. So that's, I mean, full disclosure, I would print out a sheet of questions when I would go out to tailgate, but I would just keep it to like 3 or 4. And I mean, after I did a couple of them, I would look before, and most of the time I would just remember them. It was just there to have something in my pocket as a point of reference, just in
Yep. Yep.
case. But that North versus South Louisiana deal, that thing is going insane and all of that, and still does. And I have more to post on that. I may save some of them till LSU's running till they're in the algo. They're not right now, so I'll probably hold on to those until
Yeah. Yeah.
it's feet. I've figured that out too. Like, people don't care about tailgate videos from November and October when it's January and football season isn't happening. But let's say
Hey, but
LSU starts winning a bunch of baseball games,
I was about to say
they'll eat.
baseball would be a great one. It would be way more laid
Oh,
back.
that's how the whole run started. It all started with LSU baseball last year, and then just kind of took off from there. So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think it'll be cool.
Uh,
I think me and you, besides the podcast, I think me and you're going to branch out and do a lot of different things because we're going to
oh
be
yeah,
together a lot, filming and talking. And
yeah.
I don't think we're going to dive into something like we're going to the podcast, but I think literally from a restaurant review to a tailgate or whatever, I think you could see anything with me and Tiggs in the future for sure.
100 freaking percent. It's going to be a lot of fun because I got a partner in crime. I know you'll push me and I'll push you a little too. We'll push each other
Yep.
out of our comfort zones. And you guys out there are the ones who are going to get to reap the benefits and have fun watching us just be dumbasses, basically at the end of the day. So,
Professional dumbasses.
professional dumbasses. That's exactly right. It's going to be fun. Blossy, the one-man posse, coming to us from Twitter, says he's trying to watch between flag football and now batting practice. See, there you go. It's that time. It's crazy to think it's January, and yeah, baseball. I love baseball, man. Not
Yeah.
just LSU. I just love baseball. Period. I wish Riley loved baseball, but he never liked it, and I get it. It's not for everybody. I played
Yeah.
baseball. I loved it. I
Yeah.
wasn't any good at it, but I had fun playing.
Yeah.
Um,
I played at the high
but yeah,
school level. I was good, but not enough to go on about. But there's nothing better than the box. I'm telling you, I've been to Plainsville
yeah, it
Park.
is.
You know, I'm an Auburn fan, but I think it's weird, but I think I'm more of an LSU baseball fan than I am an Auburn baseball fan. And I'm a die-hard Auburn football and basketball fan.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
baseball, it's like it's just I've experienced the box more than I have Auburn, and it's just different, man. It's so unique, and I think it's as unique as Tiger Stadium. I think it's so underrated, and you've got Mississippi State with their $68 million facility and this arms race of facilities, but
Right.
LSU started that. You know what I mean?
They did. They did. Yeah. Well, that just gave me an idea. We're definitely yeah. We're going to go to some baseball games, and we're going to
I'm
walk
in.
around. We're going to keep Tales from the Tailgate happening. It's
I'm
going
in.
to happen from Alex Box. That's official. That's going to happen here once baseball season gets started. Perfect. Perfect. Well, dude, do you have anything else for us tonight?
Man, if I go into any other context or anything, we're going to be on this for another hour. So I think
Yeah, exactly.
we got it done, and that's what's great. That's what's great about the Future and I Cook You Look podcast too, man. Me and you can we can flap these gums, and I'm really looking forward to it. And thank you, anybody watching, even though this is obviously about y'all just as much as it is us, man. Thank you for agreeing to do it with me. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I really do think that.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man. Well, look, I wanna thank Austin, of course, for coming on tonight. It's always a good time chopping it up with you, brother. And I'm fired up. I'm fired up about what we've got coming with the I Cook You Look podcast. And I want to thank every single one of y'all as well that hung out in the chat tonight. Thanks for being a part of it. I see the comments, I see the support, and it truly means the world to me that you guys care about us, me, him, all of us. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's fun building this little community. And Patio Pitmaster says, "Go Dogs," and I'm gonna end it with a "Go Tigers." We'll see you next time.